If you clicked on this video, then you probably already agree with the fact that Kaiser needs a nerf, Sei still isn't fully finished, and something really needs to be done to balance both of them out. But the problem is, based on what we know about the next update, which includes the Baru refresh, there's absolutely no sign of a balance or polishing section in the patch notes. And that likely means no nerf for Kaiser. And Sei? I'm not even going to get my hopes up. But let's break all this down together and talk about why it matters. Before we jump in though, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really means a lot to me. And with your help, I know we can hit 20,000 before the end of June. Alright, let's dive into it. Let's begin with the main topic here. Kaiser. Specifically his signature move, Kaiser Impact. Now yes, I know what you're already thinking. In the manga, it's known as the fastest shot. Canon-wise, it makes sense. But when it comes to actual in-game balance, things get tricky. I'm not asking for a full-on delete or anything, but a small nerf to the speed, that would go a long way in making the game more fair. Right now, the shot is just too fast. Players barely get a chance to react, and it feels more like a guess than a skill-based counter. One player on the official Discord summed it up perfectly. It's just way too fast. I shouldn't have to guess to block him. It's probably the best shot in the game right now. Better than all the ult shots, and that's kind of busted to have in a base kit. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. That comment even got a bunch of support underneath it. Some even suggest that if the devs don't want to nerf the shot directly, they could at least tweak goalkeeper hitboxes to make blocking it more fair, but the bottom line is simple. Just slow it down slightly. That's it. Leave everything else the same and Kaiser will still be an incredible style, but no longer completely overpowered. Now, let's move on to Sei. Oh man, this one is personal for a lot of players. Sei is beloved, but he still feels incomplete. Yeah, the devs have been working on him. We got the beautiful shot rework, which honestly felt like a nice buff. And the arm swipe got adjusted so it doesn't send people flying like before. But there's still something off. Let's talk Awakening. I think it's time Sei got a third Awaken move. There's been a lot of buzz around adding Divine Destruction, the 3-step dribble from the manga, and I completely agree. It would add that extra level of depth and just make his kit feel complete. And about arm swipe, yes, it was nerfed, but it still causes some serious issues. One bug that's been happening is when it cancels out your Awakened shot entirely. You hit your Awakening, get ready for the cinematic, and nothing happens. Sei just erases your move mid-animation. That kind of thing kills the experience. So, what can be done? First, a slightly longer cooldown on arm swipe would help. Second, fix that bug. And third, why not add a cool visual effect to his shots? A pink trail with numbers, like in the manga. Plus, remove the need to have someone in front of you to activate it. Let it be more fluid, and it would feel way more satisfying. And let's not forget about his flow. Compared to other mythic flows like Emperor or Destructive Impulse, Sei's is underwhelming. It needs a bit more punch. Maybe something like ankle break animations or boost to speed and precision. Because right now, Awakened Genius just doesn't keep up, especially after we saw how powerful Aiku's flow turned out to be. On top of that, I genuinely believe he deserves a third Awakened move. There's been talk about not also adding Divine Destruction, but also more shots, and honestly, that would be perfect. It would round out his kit and finally give him that complete mythic tier presence. Maybe even spice things up with a bit more creativity. Also, just throwing this out there, aesthetics matter. I'm gonna say it again, what if we added a pink trail to his shot, with little floating numbers, kind of like how his flow is represented in the manga? And please, remove the weird requirement where you need someone in front of you to activate the shot. Just let it be smooth. Sei should feel effortless and elite. And speaking of flows, his is kind of underwhelming. When you compare Awakened Genius to something like Emperor Flow or Destructive Impulse, it's not even close. What Sei needs is a bit more visual flair and mechanical impact. Maybe add a speed boost or ankle break effect. Just give it that wow factor, because right now it's not really changing the pace of a match the way a mythic flow should. Alright, now, switching gears a bit, Don Lorenzo. I've said it before, I'll say it again. He's one of the most balanced styles in the game, but there's always room for improvement, even in balance. One idea that really stood out to me from the community is changing how golden defense works. Instead of knocking the ball away, let it just block shots without disrupting possession. And in exchange, give Don a proper steal move. Maybe replace Zombie Dash with something like Eniel Bachira's off-ball steal. Add a clean animation, maybe some intense VFX of Don charging in and snatching the ball, and boom, you've got a style that feels even more satisfying to play. And finally, let's talk about one of my personal favorites, Yukimi. Man, I love this character, but he desperately needs a refresh. Right now, his base kit only has 2 moves, and they're both stamina-hungry dribbles. Even after the QOL update that reduced stamina consumption, it's still too much. It holds him back. So here's what I'd love to see. Add a 3rd move to his base kit, like a mini gyro shot. Not to replace the dribbles, but to support them. Maybe even give him an off-ball move to add more variety. His awakening animations? They're flawless. Don't touch them. But that gyro shot? It needs to behave more like Kaiser's Magnus shot. Fast, curvy, and cinematic. And while he's dribbling, make him untouchable. That's the whole point of Yukimi. He's supposed to be graceful, elusive, hard to catch. Let him lean into that fantasy fully. And yeah, this isn't just my opinion either. Here's what one Yukimi main had to say. I am a Yukimi main. I was very disappointed with the huge nerf on Lethal Touch, but very happy that it got to a decent level again. I would say keep both abilities, but add a passive to freestyle. It can be just like Eniel Bachira's or Kaiser's ability where they dribble and then shoot. Maybe have a gyro shot right after the dribble has been used. Lethal Touch, in my opinion, should have iframes. Other users can take the ball from Lethal Touch with a simple tackle, and since it just goes in one direction, it makes sense. It should also have a lower cooldown. Devs made it longer from the broken version of it, but it's literally balanced now and should have a lower cooldown. They also pointed out something that a lot of us have noticed. The Street Dribbler ability from Yukimi's Awakening shouldn't be interruptible. Just like Don Lorenzo's zombie dribble, Yukimi's should have iframes too. And finally, they wrapped it up by saying, Gyro shot from Awakening is fine. I wouldn't necessarily recommend anything else to it. This honestly sounds like the refresh Yukimi deserves. It doesn't break him, but it helps him shine just enough to be viable again. So yeah, we covered a lot. Kaiser's Nerf, Sei's potential rework, Don's small polish, and Yukimi's desperately needed refresh. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Kaiser Impact is too fast? Would Sei feel better with a 3rd Awakened move? Should Yukimi get more utility in his base kit? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Big thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.